Okay, so here we are at Munich International Airport. It's a busy night in Munich because there's an event called Oktoberfest fly-in. There's a one-week party in Munich and a beer party which starts right now, and that's why they made this event. So I guess we'll have all ATC coverage in Munich, and we're flying to Warsaw, Poland, and I expect some ATC in Poland too. So maybe approach and tower, maybe tower only, and maybe center too, but I'm not sure about that. We are parked here in apron 11. Our airplane for today is a Boeing BBJ-2, which is a business jet version of Boeing 737-800, and this aircraft is x737. It's a freeware add-on for X-plane. I guess it's the best freeware add-on for X-plane available, and for sure one of the best 737 planes for X-plane too. You can go into the cockpit. From the version 5, the X737 comes with 3D cockpit, which is very nice, fully functional. I also have the version equipped with x-FMC. X-FMC is a version specially designed for this aircraft, for X737. It's a version of UFMC by Javier Cortez. It's a very great plugin. To accomplish this great plane, I recommend everyone to pay this extra 20 euros for the X-FMC because it's really worth it. Okay. Let's connect to Vatsim. Let's change 737-700 to 800. I don't know why it always shows 737-700. Connect. And now I guess we are connected. As I said before, it's a busy night here in Munich. As you can see, there are a lot of aircraft parked here. So it's a great day to fly online. Okay, so let's start with the pre-flight briefing. We're going to fly from Munich to Warsaw. We used Pathfinder for our routes. It's 442 miles, nautical miles. This is our route which we are going to input to our FMC. I have my routes written down here. Also, it's my custom-made Excel flight report. I note every ATC instruction, ATC clearance, everything I have here. A separate window for squawk, our sit and start procedures, weather, and quick shortcut for every ATC position on both airports, our distance, fuel to be tanked, and all the necessary data we need with the route itself. Our routes will take about 1 hour and 45 minutes, and I guess it will be quite an easy flight because both airports are equipped with ILS on all the runways for landing, so we're not expecting any visual or enough precise approach. We can also take a look at Fantastic to see what's the traffic on Vatsim. As you can see, all the Germany and part of Czech Republic is covered with ATC, which is great for us because we will be covered until we get to Poland. And in an hour and a half, in an hour and 10 minutes, we expect coverage in Warsaw Tower, maybe approach also, and if we have luck we have center coverage here, so it might be very nice flight. I also use the Flight Radar 24 just to have real traffic information. If there is no ATC, I use it to see what's the selected runway, for example. Of course I can take it from the weather information and decide what runway choose for takeoff and landing, but I always double check it with the real situation in the real world. I have tab all MedSat open with the Munich weather, so we can also check here VACC Polish division and Germany if we need it. So let's start with the checklist, our pre-flight check. There's a plugin for X-Plane called X-Checklister, and we use it here. There's my custom-made checklist take from real-life Boeing 737 NG. Of course, it's a shortened version, just the essential things for online flying from one hand flying. As you can see, there is no co-pilot here, so we have to act as captain and first officer in one person, so the short and essential checklist is very nice. Battery switch on, guard down, battery position lights, steady, anti-collision lights on, parking brake, as you can see, is set, passenger signs, no smoking, always on, seat belts in auto position, logo and wing lights, we're not going to put them now. GPU power, we are going to load GPU power. In X737 plane we can use the custom x737 menu to toggle ground power, but we can also, which is very nice, click here and make it available as if it was connected by someone on the ground. So let's take it on. Window heat, we're going to switch it to on. Hydraulic pump switch is on. You can hear all the stuff working. Anti-ice, we have 19 grades Celsius, so we are going to put it later. Cap utility, IFE pass are on. Fuel request. Okay, so now we are going to fuel our plane. We are going to use the specific refueling from X737 menu, because this is the only way to fuel up this particular aircraft. Make fuel request. Okay, here we can of course input all the data like the captain name, but for now we are going to use only this field, which is fuel total by captain. Our amount of flight for today's flight, or fuel, sorry, for today's flight is 13,000 pounds. I use a Excel sheet made specially for this aircraft to calculate fuel. It's a bit more than we need, but just to have it simple, we are going to load up this amount of fuel, and we are going to use real-time auto, which means that it will be fueled automatically, but in real time. As you can see, our tanks are being fueled up. Okay, auto brake set for rejected takeoff. Yaw jumper is on. Okay, we just connected, so it's already done. We can check all of it. Yeah, some of the parts check automatically, some not. We are connected. Okay, show who's online, so we can check if everything is covered here. Yeah, we have Munich Tower, Munich Airport, delivery, ATIS. We can cross-check with our paper copy if ATIS 123.12, 123.12, delivery 12172. Okay, ground, there is no ground, so we will just switch to tower, which is 118.7. So this is what we're going to use for today, and the center we're going to use is 13255, so we can write it down, 13255. It will be our center. Okay, let's double check it with our EDDM. This is our center, so EDDM 132.55. Yeah, that's what we just wrote down. Okay, so we know who's online. Okay, now we are going to check our ATIS for departure airport, Munich. So we are going to switch our radios, our communication radio to 123.120, and we're going to listen to the ATIS information. I'm going to take the communication radio down just to hear one transmission instead of two. Okay, let's listen to that.
München Franz Joseph Strauss Information Hotel 1300
expect
Zulu weather,
approach,
wind light and variable,
6
visibility
right,
more than 10,
6
sky conditions
left,
24,000
runway
few,
two,
temperature
6
17,
left and
dew
2,
point minus
6
3,
right,
altimeter
transition level
2988,
70,
arriving and
wind
departing runways 26
2
right,
0
26
degrees,
left.
1
Advise
knot,
on initial
convert
contact, you have
temperature
hotel.
18, dew point 12, QNH 1012, trend becoming, window 80 degrees, 10 knots, mention information, Foxtrot out. Mention information.
München Franz Joseph Strauss Information Hotel 1300 Zulu weather, wind light and variable, visibility more than 10,
right,
sky conditions 24,000 few, temperature 17, dew.
6 left and 2.
Okay, so we know that we are going to depart from runway 26 left or 26 right. We can just check where we are. We are parked right now. We are parked here on apron 11, so probably we'll be departing from runway 26 right, but until we get it from the controller, we're not sure about that. But we know that actual information is info echo. We have weather copied, so we can proceed with our checklist. Okay, so we've checked. Okay, altimeter, we're going to set our altimeter for 1011, which is current 1011. We're going to make everything checked here. Don't care about this decimal points, parts of hectopascals. It's very difficult to precisely input this particular data, so we're going to leave it as it is. Okay, and now we are going to program our FMC. As I told before, it's a very nice FMC, very precise, very functional, almost fully functional. Okay, before we do it, maybe just to be sure that the program according to the ATC, we'll do it the other way around as we should do normally. So let's try to first send our flight plan to Vatsim. Okay, so our departure is Munich, our destination is Warsaw, our alternate is, for example, this one, our flight level 390. Our departure time UTC will be 7:30, I hope, so it will be 5:30 UTC. Our flight time is going to be 1 hour 45 minutes, and our route is going to be like this, so we're going to put it just here. Okay, let's send it. Okay, we can make the first part of the FMC programming. So our reference airport is Munich. Take some time to process this data. Okay, let's go here. Our destination is Warsaw. Runway for departure, we don't know it yet. Our flight number is fraction 461. Okay, and we're going to activate this route, and we'll skip to the programming in a minute. But first, we are going to contact departure, which is delivery, which is 12172, 12172. Just to get our clearance delivery. Okay, let's give them 30 seconds for our plan to appear. Munich clearance, hello, this is fraction 461 with you at apron 11, requesting IFR clearance to Warsaw.
Fraction 461, good evening, in apron. Information Foxtrot current, startup approved, clear to Warsaw via Anchor 8 November departure, flight plan en route, squawk 2320.
We are clear to destination via flight plan with Anchor 8 November departure, squawk is 2320, fraction 461.
Read the correct. For pushback and taxi, contact apron 121.7. Bye bye.
121.7, fraction 461. Thank you. Okay, let's go to 121.7.
Good evening, München.
Okay, for now we're going to proceed with our FMC programming. Our departure from Munich will be the Anchor 8 November, so our runway for departure will be 26 right. 26 right. Okay, 26 right, Anchor 8 November departure with transition on Anchor. Okay, so we have it active right now, and then we are going to route page. We are going to program our route. Yeah, so on my paper here I have it all written down, as you can see. So okay, let's program it to Anchor. From Anchor we are going via Yankee 104 to Mamor, then via Uniform Lima 132 to Agnav, then Papa 733 to Doko, and then November 871 to Okano, and then Quebec 277 to Agava. Okay.
Now taxi to the right via Oscar 2.
Let's switch to the legs page.
Via Delta 4 to N3 Sierra 7.
Let's see if there's discontinuity. Everything looks perfect, so let's go to the initial reference and we can prepare our aircraft.
124 now, turn to the right.
Zero fuel weight.
Oscar 2.
Reserves, let's say we have 6, cost index 90. Our reserves are calculated very freely for now because we took a bit more fuel than we need, so I just put it 0.6. In reality we'll have more when we land. Our flight level for this flight was 3900. Transfer altitude for this airport is 7,000. Okay, so let's go to the next page. We are going to skip to takeoff 1 according to the noise abatement procedures in Munich. We'll proceed with flaps 5 at this takeoff. Flaps. Now V speeds calculate. Okay, our V2 is 136, which is V2 is 136. I just wrote it down. Okay, our trim for takeoff is 4.75. We're just remembering that. Okay, now nothing to put here. Okay, so we are prepared for our flight. It's okay.
No, now to the left.
Okay, so program our FMC.
November 4 via Oscar 2.
Let's proceed with the checklist. Our pressurization for our flight is 39,000 feet plus 500. Our landing altitude is 300 feet because this is where Warsaw Airport is. Our flight plan has been sent. Communication radio is set. Engine mode. Takeoff. We've chosen takeoff 1 instead of normal full power takeoff. That's why we have reduced takeoff power here. Okay. Engine mode is in takeoff mode. LNAV. Okay, now we're going to program our MCP. So let's take a look at the chart of the airport. Our runway will be 26 right, which direction is its heading is 262 degrees. So this is what we're going to program here, 262. Our initial speed, we'll put it on flaps up safe speed, which is 210 knots. Our altitude will be 7,000 for now. We'll see what happens later. For now we can program our vertical speed 3,000 feet for now. LNAV is armed. Will be 262 and 262. We'll just program the VOR to align with the procedure. Okay, so everything's programmed here. Initial altitude set. Okay, let's program our. Let's set our takeoff trim, which is 475. Okay, we are more or less 475, so it's okay. Engine displays, let's set both to on. Let's check our flight controls. We're using a Logitech joystick, not very Boeing 737 style, but this is what we got here. Okay. Okay. The controls are check, engine displays both on. We can proceed with gate departure checklist. We can disable stairs and we can disable GPU. We have door closed. Okay, so we are not going to start our APU right now. Okay, let's go do that. Let's do that. Okay. First, forward. Fuel pump is on. Low pressure is off. Parking brake check on. And let's start our APU. Okay, we started our APU. Now we are going to wait for our EGT to load. Okay, APU generator is going to illuminate. Yes, it is. So we are going to
requesting pushback.
We're going to put it on. Okay, and we are going to disconnect ground power this way. Okay, so APU bleed on, isolation valve, we put it to open, packs all left right are going to off. For now, bleed valves are off. Flight clearance, we have it. Okay, let's program our transponder. Our squawk is 2320. 2320, double check, okay. So let's check that out. Transponder, seatbelts we have on auto, pushback. Okay, we can request. We are ready for pushback, so we can start our maneuvering. Let's request push and start. Fraction 461 is ready for push and start.
Fraction 461, stand by, quarterback.
Stand by, fraction 461. So we're standing by. I guess this guy has a different scenery, that's why he's parked this way. We have been parked differently. So just for the sake of this video, we can just location, we can go to local map and take our heading to be aligned as they told us we should be, and this is, yeah, no problem here. Well, this guy is parking just.
Section 461, are you able for straight out departure? Correction, are you able for straight out taxi? Pushback not possible due to traffic behind you.
Yes, we have a different scenery as we can see, but I've changed it already, so we are ready to taxiway from the stand when we are.
Section 461, this case startup approved, the report and ready for taxi.
Start approved to report ready taxi, fraction 461, thank you. Okay, so it seems that we have wrong scenery, that's why our parking stand was configured this way to for pushback, but fortunately we can just taxi away from here with this little trick we did explain. Okay, so pushback is we're not going to do that. Let's start the chronograph. Parking brake is off. Okay, now it's set. Okay, now we can make a startup checklist. So fuel pumps are going to on position, and now we can start our startup with engine 2. We're waiting for the N2 to go to 25, and then we can switch our cutoff switch to idle position. Okay, 25, let's go. We'll just check if it's going well.
Ground Scandinavian 006, ready for taxi.
We're waiting for the start switch to go to off position. Let's do the same with the engine number 1.
Ground, can you repeat again, please?
N1, N2, sorry, for 225. Okay, and 1.
Roger, taxi to entry point November 4 via Center 2 and
okay, I'll switch off generators. We're going to switch to generators in a minute. Let's have this second engine 1, to stabilize. Of course, when we start the APU, we should wait 1 minute before we turn on the APU generators, but it's it will not going to be so strict this time. So yeah, you have generators. Let's switch to generators. They are on. Okay, now we can turn our probe heat on. Bleeds are back on. Packs left and right are in auto position. APU bleed is off. Dual bleed will disappear from here. APU bleed is off. Isolation valve is auto, and recirc fans auto, and trim air is on. Okay, so our startup checklist is complete. Now we can proceed directly to the taxi checklist. Okay, so taxi lights are on. Weather radar switch is on. Flight directors, okay, that's also here. Flight directors are both on. Auto throttle is on. TFC range, I just put it here just to remember about that. I'm going to make it shorter.
Scandinavian 006, contact ground on 1 decimal.
Transponder mode, flight controls are checked. Transponder is mode ALT-ON. Flaps. Our flaps are going 3 detents down to flaps 5 setting. Of course, we should do it while taxiing, not now. But to make our life easier, we make it like this, and we are taking our parking brake to off position. Now let's take a look at our taxi map, and I guess we can ask taxi permission. Let's see, we're going to for 26 right, so we are going to probably go Delta November Alpha, but I'm not sure. Let's try to ask for that. Fraction 461 is ready to taxi.
Fraction 461, taxi via Delta 6, Oscar 2 to entry November 4.
Delta 6, Oscar 2 to entry November 4, fraction 461. Let's taxi. As you can see, our graphics are not so good, but we are using quite a old machine, which is 2011 MacBook Pro laptop with an external Apple monitor, so we just have to keep it low to be able to fly. Okay, let's take a look at our map. Just to the Oscar 2. There's a hell of a traffic right now. Okay, here we have these two entrances. So let's stop here. Okay, let's skip to our before takeoff. Take a look at it. I'll just check what's going on here. Okay.
Fraction 461, contact ground on 121.970. Bye-bye.
121.970. Thank you for your service. Bye bye. Fraction 461. 121.970. Okay. Fraction 461 with you at November 4 entry.
Fraction 461. Good evening, München ground. Taxi holding point runway 26 right via November and Alpha 13.
November Alpha 13, 26 right. Fraction 461. Okay, let's take a look at the map. Just to be November Alpha 13. So the first entrance here. Okay, let's go. Everything checked. Flaps 5, rejected takeoff. Just to double check of what's going on here. There's quite a traffic. We didn't turn off our APU, but we're going to do this later. Acceptable procedure. November. It's cool. Alpha 12 on the left, or skip to Alpha 13. Let's take a look at the chart. Yeah, Alpha 12 was this one, and we're going to go this way. Okay, I guess we are number 2 for departure. That's cool.
Fraction 461, contact tower 118.7, bye bye.
118.7, thank you, bye bye. Fraction 461. .7. Okay.
Servus, ciao.
Okay, so let's go briefly for our checklist. It's the landing lights are on, taxi lights are off, position lights are going to stroke position, engine start switches are going to continuous, and our transponder is set to TR. Fraction 461 at Alpha 13, holding short tune 6 right.
461, Servus, München Tower. Hold shot.
So 6-4, noch keine Landing Event.
2064, war ich kurz davor. Wind 200 degrees, 3 knots, runway 26 right, cleared to land.
Okay, so we have
Okay,
a landing pending on this. Yeah, okay, so there is a
Fraction 461, traffic information. Boeing 737 on final approach, runway 26 right, 4 miles. Report traffic inside.
Well, yeah, we have the Boeing inside. Thank you. Fraction 461.
One behind landing aircraft, line up runway 26 right and wait behind.
After landing aircraft, line up and wait 26 right. Fraction 461. Okay, so we are just letting this guy to land. It's for my final, so it will take a minute.
Double star, let's see 6 right. Ariane 21 Alpha, Servus, München Tower. 250 degrees, 3 knots, continue approach, 1 departure ahead.
Let's just see what's going next. Okay, let's hide it for now. Let's check again. Everything's fine here. Everything's armed. Our FMC is okay. Okay, so we can line up.
Fraction 461, wind 250 degrees, 3 knots, runway 26 right, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 26 right, wind copied, fraction 461. Okay, so we're not going to
Bavarian 21
hold
Alpha,
here.
expect late landing clearance.
Okay, let's do it immediately.
06.
We do not want this guy to go around.
November 1 via Alpha 6.
Okay, N1, take off, go run power.
Sky 2064 again.
2064, taxi to entry, November 1 via Alpha 6, Mike Alpha 4.
Okay, it is 3-1.
Rotate.
3 November 1 via Mike Alpha 4. Just stay 2064.
Positive rate, gear up.
Bavarian 21 Alpha, wind 25 degrees, 3 knots, runway 265, clear to land.
Our VNAV is on.
Bavarian 21 Alpha.
Okay.
Sky 2064, contact München, ground 121,
Flaps.
Decimal 997, schönen Abend noch, ciao.
197, schönen Dank für den Service, bye bye.
München Tower, Washington Landing 562 Alpha, Berlin.
I don't know why it's leveling up this way. This way.
Tower, wind check 250
let's do it
degrees, 3
manually.
knots, continue course, 1 departure ahead. Virtual 1 landing ahead. Continue landing 562.
Okay. Flaps 1. And 10 knots, flaps up. Let's go to 250.
One contact München radar 123, decimal 990, bye-bye. Berlin 562 Alpha, wind 250 degrees, 3 knots, runway 26 right, cleared to land. Cleared to land, 26 right, Berlin 562 Alpha. Bavarian 21 Alpha, contact München, ground 121 decimal 97, servus und guten Appetit bei der Weißwurst. 12197, danke für den Service. Bavarian 21 Alpha. Section 461, contact München radar 123, decimal 90, bye bye.
123 decimal 90. Thank you for your service. Bye bye. Fraction 461. Okay. We're going to 123 decimal 90.
Nordic Global 8-155 heavy, 26 left.
Fraction 461 with you at 7,000 feet.
Fraction 461, München radar, good day, identified, turn side level. After Bishop, stop timing flight level 70, fraction 461.
70, fraction 461.
Fraction 461, climb now flight level 190.
Climbing 190, fraction 461.
And fraction 461, just for information, climb clearance in Munich is flight level 70.
70, copied. Fraction 461. Yeah, we should stay at 70. We did not do it, so it's It's out of the procedure. It's our fault. Let's put altimeter to standard. Pressurization mode. Pressurization is okay. Climbing modes is okay. Yeah, we have speed and vertical speed and altitude set. Autopilot is on. Pressurization is checked. Okay, so we are okay for now.
Fraction 461, proceed direct Rudno, Romeo, Uniform Delta November Oscar.
Direct Rudno, fraction 461. Okay, we're skipping to the next waypoint like this. Okay. Okay, we're past 10,000 feet, so landing lights are off. Pressurization is checked. Seat belts are off. Anti-ice. We have 8 degrees Celsius, so we can change that. Let's put anti-ice. It's below 10, plus 10, so between plus 10 and minus 40 we use bring an anti-ice on.
21 on runway 265 level 110. Kathleen 521 München radar, good day, identified descent flight level 80. Flight level 80, Boeing 521.
Okay, let's switch to flight modes. Landing gear is stowed for flight. And APU is off.
Flight level 80. Descent flight level 80. Fraction 461, contact München radar 132.55, have a nice flight, bye bye.
13255, thank you, bye bye. Fraction 461. One, 3255.
This is Delta 745 with you descending through 336.
Yeah, Delta 7245 München radar contact. Cleared Anora to Alpha arrival. Descent flight level 160 to reach at waypoint Buram. Bravo Uniform Romeo Alpha Mike and SWAC 1000 please.
Cleared Anora to descend 160 to be reached at Bura and SWAC 1000. Delta 7245.
Fraction 461 with you, passing flight level 170 for Y900, 39 miles inbound to Rudno.
Fraction 461 München radar contact, climb flight level 390.
390, fraction 461. Okay, so we can jump to our
radar.
Let's log in to Fantastic, and we'll see where we are.
India Single November uniform.
Unfortunately, Czech Republic is not covered anymore. It was a few hours ago. As you can see, there's a lot of traffic going into Munich. It will be nice for the controllers. It will be very nice. We've chosen to go from Munich to Warsaw and not the other way around because we have a coverage in Warsaw which is going to end at 10 o'clock local time, 8 o'clock UTC. So we wanted to have it. We just wanted to have departure and arrival airports coverage, some coverage. So we decided to go this way. If we start from Warsaw, at the time when they started with ATC, we just could not get on time to Munich, so it wasn't possible the other way around. So we're just going to Warsaw. As you can see, we are here. We're still in the German airspace.
Squawk 2367, Sky Driver 1 India Juliet.
Airline 486. Break, Airline 486. Airline 486 Golf, contact München, radar 128.02, bye-bye. Fraction 461, you're leaving my airspace, no further ATC available, Unicom 122.8, bye-bye.
122.8, thank you for your service, bye-bye, fraction 461. So we are now reaching our final flight level. Okay, so let's switch to VNAV right now. We're going to speed up to 0.79er.
This is Warsaw Information Charlie. Time 1819er. Expect November arrival ILS approach for runway 11. Transition level 80. Departures runway 15. Taxiway. Mic between stars 20 and 22. Coast. Wind 100 degrees. 7 knots.
Okay, so from this we can tell that we're just confirmed what we thought before, so that our arrival runway will be 11 and wind is almost the same as we checked before, temperature the same, QNH the same, so we're expecting arrival for runway 11. We'll still going to wait here and do nothing in terms of programming FMC until we are closer, and we'll check again, and if it confirms, then we decide. We can just take a look at the charts. So let's go back to here, and I never know where to click. Okay, Warsaw charts. Yeah, let's see the star for runway 11. Let's see, we're entering via Agava, and we're trying to go for runway 11. So we'll go all this way into a kind of a traffic pattern downwind here, and then 2 turns for final runway 11. It's quite an easy procedure, and there are some things to be remembered. That you have to pass AGAVA at flight level 190 to be within the procedure, and then at VEMPA you have to have flight level 120, and then no altitude restrictions until Whiskey Alpha 412 when you intercept the ILS glide scope. So we are at Polish border. Okay, so let's stick to runway 11. Prediction for the weather is not going, it's not any change there, so I'm pretty sure it will be as programmed, as expected. So we go to our departure arrival page of our FMC, then we go to arrival for Warsaw, and we're going to use ILS runway 11, and we are going to go for AGAVA for November arrival. Let's yeah, AGAVA for November, let's write it down. Transition will be AGAVA, and transition for our ILS approach will be Whiskey Alpha 412. Let's confirm that. Okay, we should start our descent now. Okay, no problem. We'll just do it in a second, just to see if there's any discontinuity. Yeah, there is no discontinuity. The last thing we're going to do is going to go to plan. And let's just here. Let's just see what's happening here. Yeah. Yeah, the route is okay. So yeah, let's leave it like here and let's start our descent. First of all, we're going to input our transition level sorry, which is 80, and this is what we're going to do. Okay, we started our descent. So we now know that we are going to be landing on runway 11. So let's let's take a look at maps. So it will be ILS runway 11. Let's take a look at this map, this chart. Okay, so this is the first point which I told you before, which is Whiskey Alpha 412. So our course for the runway is 109 degrees, which is worth remembering, and our localizer frequency is 109.9. This is the VOR that is situated in the airfield, but we're not going to use it for this particular approach. Okay, so what we're going to do now, because we're flying with autopilot, we're not using any VORs or NDBs in between our flights, so we're going to input the frequency of the ILS, which is 109.9 to our navigation radio. So 109.9er, and here the same 109.9er. Okay, let's make this active in both radios, because we're going to perform an auto land, so we need to have both radios tuned to the same frequency. Okay, now, so radios are set. Yeah, we can do the same with the course, which will be 109, and just to be sure that what we have here on the map is the same with our X-plane has programmed, we can go to initial reference and see. Here we have because we programmed our approach to runway 11, so now our FMC has calculated is displaying all the necessary data for our approach, so we know that we're going to be landing runway 11 using the ILS, which frequency is here for us to just know it, but we have all radios programmed already. And course for the runway is 110. Sometimes the variation between the map and X-plane is 1 or 2 points, so it's going to be like this time. So 110, 110, so let's put it 110 here. I'm sorry, 110 here, and also the heading 110. Let's check if our VNAV is calculating well. Agava, yeah, we have to pass Agava at flight level 190 or below, and then Elkir at 170 or below, and then Bamra on 120 or below, and then our Whiskey Alpha 411, we have to pass it at 3,500 feet, which we're going to do. Yeah, and the speed is calculated here to 220. Of course, we will provide the speed to the MCP manually during the approach, the final approach. So our reference here is ready. Let's just choose that we're going to land what flap setting. We have 7 knots wind from the nose, almost exactly from the nose, so we'll just execute standard 30 flaps 30 with 133 landing speed. So let's program here. We don't have to confirm that, and we can just note it down that our speed for landing is 133. 3 with flaps 30. Yeah, this for all. That's for now. Okay. Okay, so we are descending, passing flight level 380, sorry. Okay, let's take a look at our checklist. Okay, we skipped our cruise checklist, but there's no need. We have everything was fine. Okay, our descent checklist. Engine heat. Let's put engine heat on, as we are going to. The humidity will drop rapidly. Wing anti-ice engine is it's turned off. Turn on already. Anti-ice, we have it all. ADIS mirror check, we already checked that. Altimeter and instrument check and reset, we are not going to check anything right now, so there won't be any ATC on our approach, there won't be any radar approach vectoring, so let's already go to 3,500, which is our glide scope capture altitude, so we can already check our pressure to actual pressure that is in Warsaw is 1013, so let's 1013, perfect. The same here. Yeah, the same here. Okay, 1013. Yeah. Okay. Auto brake. We can arm it to position 1. I don't think we'll need more. For these conditions, the runway, as we heard in the ATC information, is dumb, but we won't be too heavy, so auto brake 1 is okay. Landing lights on at 10,000 feet. Landing data, we already have it calculated. We'll just check it again in a minute. And approach briefing is completed. Now we can go to final approach checklist, which is not going to happen until we pass 10,000 feet, more or less. Let's just take a look at our. It looks okay. I was afraid for some time that we'll have problems because we started our descent late, that we have to make quite a steep descent, but fortunately we don't have to worry about that. Okay, let's look at the map. Quite a traffic there in Warsaw. There are 9 arrivals and 9 departures. So we'll be landing on runway 11, which is this one from here. We'll probably vacate just after the crossing with the other runway 15. So we vacate via November 1. Normally, because we are a business jet, we park here on the apron 12. which is where they quite often park larger business jets and general aviation bigger planes. This is the cargo apron, this is another apron for general aviation, but I'm sure the controller will give us parking somewhere here, so I'm sure we'll end at some stand here or maybe directly to the gate, depending on the traffic. Okay, now we leveled off at 180, 2 miles from Agava, so we are just keeping our flight level just below 190 to pass it according to procedure, and then we'll start descending back exactly to be at below 120 at Bemra, which is here, and speed restriction in Poland is 250 knots below 10,000 feet. Okay, let's prepare our radio. We are now at Unicom 122.8, but we'll be using 118.3 tower frequency of Warsaw. We have quite a nice descent rate, 1,000 feet per minute. It's comfortable to passengers and also doesn't require any speed braking actions. Last thing, we could just check notice to airmen. Let's write that down. Well, nice traffic there. It seems that some aircraft are arriving on runway 33. I'm not sure. No, maybe it's just the pattern. It's not very precise, this map. So, okay, now as you can see, our DME turned on, so we are now 26.6 miles from the runway threshold. Of course, we are not going directly to the threshold, so we are not too high. Yeah, our speed is now has adjusted to 250 knots because this is what we have to have on 10,000 feet. Yeah, at Bemra we have to be below flight level 120 and have speed of 250 knots. That's why we slowed down. There's traffic inside. Let's see if something else happens here. We're going to keep at 220 knots until we are on the long final. It will be 20-mile final for runway 11, and then we'll switch to. Then we'll start lowering our speed. It's always better to keep your speed as high as possible until you're on a glide scope, because slowing down may be disturbing for other traffic. Last week I was approaching Zurich airport and I slowed down too early, and the guy was on final behind me. He had to go around because the controller hadn't warned me soon enough. It was too late, the separation was too low, and I landed, but he had to go around. As you can see, there's a lot of traffic in Warsaw right now. There are like 5 or 6 airplanes in the airfield. Some of them are circling for landing, some of them are departing. We have to be cautious because there's no approach controller, so no one will warn us. Morning. We don't have TCAS here. I have XHSI here open, which in theory TCAS should work here, but it's not working always, so just have to be very cautious about what's happening. Okay, so we are approaching 10,000 feet, so let's look at our pro checklist. Landing lights are on, altimeters are set, ILS frequency is set in both radios. I don't know why we slowed down to 220 and now we're going up to 250. Maybe there's some FMC issue here, but we are on a good speed, 250 still. On Soshin, which is 8 miles ahead from us, it will be 220. Altimeters are set, course is set, TFC switches approach mode not yet. Okay, and this is what we're going to put when we are on glide scope. We're turn on the second CMD, second autopilot. That's why we have to have both radios set to same frequency to perform a auto land. I'm not sure what this guy is going to do. Okay, let's change that to 20 miles. Okay, some speed restrictions here work differently because we passed Sossin at 220 and now we're speeding to 250. Let's just make speed intervention and let's stick to 230 for now. We do not want our autopilot paralyze our approach. So yeah, this guy is higher than us, so I guess he's not bothering us. This is the first time I let the FMC execute VNAV navigation until so late. Normally below flight level 200 maybe I always switch to manual vertical speed on the MCP, and I control my descent myself, but this time I want to check how it behaves, so I'm letting it put us just until we are on the localizer. So I hope he'll do it okay. Okay, let's just take a look at our final approach briefing. We are landing on 11. Our wind is 1007 knots. Temperature 16. QNH is 1013, which is programmed, which is put in our altimeter. MCP is programmed, course is set, speed is set, altitude 300, 3500, which is correct for capturing glide slope. Landing lights are on. Okay, so altimeters we are set, engine start switches we are going to continuous for the approach, so let's do this. ILS frequency set, car set, TFC switches, approach mode, we can put it right here. And let's prepare a landing checklist. Here I have some cheat for flap setting. Now we are turning right for base, and soon we'll execute our turn for final. Let's have the map prepared. Okay, let's switch to 10 miles here too. Now that we are on final, which is quite a long final, 23 miles, very long final, we can just switch to VOR lock. We'll just try to keep it this way until we are on the glide scope. Okay, so let's arm our speed brake for landing. Armed. We can go to 220. Okay, you can switch to tower. Warsaw Tower Fraction 461 with you on long final for runway 11.
And fraction 461, check 80 space, runway news 33.
Okay, roger that, copied, so we'll try to go into the pattern to go to the 33, thank you. Fraction 461.
No problem. Tutaj tak, lot 15, sorry for the delay. Taxi, holding point runway 29er via taxiway uniform, Zulu, and Alpha, Echo.
Uniform Zulu Alpha Echo to hold.
Okay, let's try to go to 250 knots, and we have to change our for the airports. Yes, that's what I thought when I saw the Fantastic. The guys were landing on 33. I don't know why exactly. I didn't know. I didn't see ATIS. Okay, so let's go like this, and let's. Okay, master caution, I guess it's pressurizing, yeah.
Like teraz zjazem po 3 i prosilibyśmy czasem do runwaya.
Okay, this is the problem. The real ATIS for Warsaw is not always.
Zezwalam na 3 i 4, zgłoś prostą pasę 3 i będziecie wykonywać konwojera zrozumiałe.
Mamy zgodę na 3 i 4.
Like, let's try to program our arrival again. It will be ILS runway 33. ILS 33 with Agava 4 uniform with transition Agava. Let's select that, and let's go to the legs page. Let's try to go to a different point.
Ja zapraszam Majka na prostach wszyscy.
Sierra Papa Zulu Mike Sierra. Wiatr 100 stopni, siła 7 węzłów. W sumie wiatr bez zmian, paszczyczy lądowa na konwojera ze zwalem.
Do konwojera, Sierra Mike.
Okay, let's try to go to directly. Let's keep to the 8,000. Yeah, let's go to map. just correct discontinuities.
0 degrees at 7 knots, runway 29, you're clear for takeoff. After departure monitor, Unicorn 122.8.
Clear for takeoff for runway 29 after
Okay,
departure.
let's
Unicorn.
locate us in the space. Runway 33. I don't know why it happened. We'll have to check the ATIS once again.
Oxy information Juliet. 1500 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 24,000 few, temperature 14, dew point -8. Altimeter 2991. Arriving and departing runways 15, 33, 11, 29. Advise on initial contact you have Juliet.
Okay, let's monitor tower. Just go directly here. Okay, let's take a look at the map. It will show us what's happening. Let's go for the maps and start runway 33 map. So we're going from Agava waypoint.
Warszawa wieża, Sierra Papa Kilo Alfa Tango, dobry wieczór, prosimy o zgodę na wlot do przestrzeni kontrolowanej lotniska Okęcie, aktualnie mila przed November.
PVIP, okay, let's go directly to PVIP.
Powa Kilo Alfa Tango, panowie, zezwalam na wlot do strefy kontrolowanej lotniska Warszawa Okęcie. Wykonujcie jak w planie, nie wyżej niż 1500 stóp i zgłoście w dolocie do ECO.
Alfa Tango, mamy zgodę na wlot do CTR-u Okęcie, a nie wyżej niż 1500, zgłosimy w dolocie do ECO, Sierra Alfa Tango.
We're going to this point. So PVIP. Okay. So we're going directly to PVIP. This is what happens when there's no ATC. Continue with our own navigation. So we're entering the PVIP point on a heading 360 more or less, so we're going to be this way. We're entering PVIP this way.
Warszawa Tango, prosimy informację o aktywnym pasie w Warszawie, ponieważ ATIS jest dla mnie niedostępny.
Papa Kilo Alfa Tango, mamy problem z ATIS-em na voice głosowym, ale możecie normalnie odczytać. Pas w użyciu, jeżeli byście chcieli robić kręgi, pas 3-3.
Sierra Tango, zrozumiałem 3-3, w takim razie z ECO, gdybyśmy mogli prosić o niski przelot na 3-3.
PVIP at Mix Otmul Negan Barna WA WA
takim
Whiskey
razie,
Alpha 536, 534,
kontynuujcie
533,
wejdźcie prawej,
and then airlock.
Passat 33,
And
zezwala
okay.
na 34 i zgłoście na prostej.
Sierra Tango zrozumiałem, z eko wchodzimy w prawy krąg do 3-3 i zgłosimy prostą Sierra Kilo Tango.
We are now going through the pivot point just from the south, so we are going to enter the pattern here.
Tower, afternoon Scandinavian 75. Please.
Let's see if there are any altitude restrictions. Yeah, there are, so we'll let our VNAV to control the altitude.
Scandinavian 752 radio check.
And Scandinavian 752, sir, I read you 5 now.
Roger, Scandinavian 752, we have a problem with voice ATC requesting weather information for Warsaw.
Warsaw weather in 100 degrees.
Let's put 3,500 feet here,
Bravo, temperature 15.
and let's have vertical speed of
1013. Runway news for departure to Niner.
Roger, weather copied, QNH 1313, departure runway, Niner Scandinavian 752, requesting IFR. Taken fire.
let's control speed.
Scandinavian 752, so you are clear to Copenhagen. Flight plan route Molilla 5 Golf departure.
Very cool, I didn't expect such a turnover.
Is the effort to Copenhagen via flight plan route departure runway 29 via Molilla 5 Golf Squad 752.
And Scandinavian 752 read back correct.
Our LNAV is handling ladder navigation. We are just controlling our descent by ourselves. We should be at Whiskey Alpha 534 at 4,000 feet or above.
Sierra Kilo Alpha Tango, prosta do 3-3.
Sierra Papa Kilo Alpha Tango, zezwalam na konwojera Passat 3-3, zgłoście prawy zwiat.
Sierra Papa Kilo Alpha Tango, wykonujemy konwojera na 3, zgłosimy 3-3, zgłosimy prawą z wiatrem.
Let's put 4,000 here, just to be sure that we are not going to cross this point, which the 534 at 534 at 4,000 feet or above, so
Saski 106, nie ma problemu i zezwalam na lot do Wrocławia drogami planowanymi, odlot Soxer 6 Golf, kod transpondera 4557.
4557 i
let's keep it at 240 for now. Okay, our arrival, is runway 33, so we have to reset our radios, navigation radios, which is 1110 300
I skok 4557, kod transpondera 4557.
300, and our course is 326.
08 i gotowi do uruchomienia ich zdania.
Odczyt poprawny i zezwalam na uruchomienie, wypychanie pas 3-3. Ciśnienie 10-13.
So now we are set for our arrival.
Sierra Alpha Tango, prawo z wiatrem do 3-3.
Sierra Alpha Tango, zezwalam na 34 tłość prostą, pasa 3-3 i intencje panowie?
Sierra Papa Kilo, touch and go na 3-3.
Rozumiem, kontynuujcie.
Zgłosimy prostą do 3-3 i kontynuujemy prawy. Sierra Papa Kilo Alfa Tango.
This is Fraction 461. We are now entering the final approach procedure for 3-3 and we're inbound Otmul at 3 miles.
Fraction 461 copied, continue project, final 3-3.
Okay, we'll report on final. Fraction 461.
Avian 752, confirm, did you set squawk 4556?
Sorry, we set 45.
Okay, let's prepare the chart.
Thank you.
We are arriving at 3-3. I guess we'll turn right just after the crossing with 29er.
Germany ATC ready for push and start.
Scandinavian 752, you are cleared for push and start.
Okay, let's slow down to 220.
Just start approach 10. Germany 752.
$4,000 feet.
Sierra Papa, Kilo Alfa Tango, wiatr bez zmian, pas 3-3 na konwojera, zezwalam, zgłoś prawy z wiatrem.
Kilo Alfa Tango na 3-3 konwojera wykonuje i zgłoszę prawą z wiatrem. Sierra Papa Kilo Alfa Tango.
Okay, now we have to switch to approaches available. Fraction 461 with you, approaching 3-3.
Good evening, Warszawa approach. PTR clear for ILS approach runway 33 report and established, number 1.
Cleared ILS 33 will report established, Fraction 461. Okay, so now the approach appeared all of a sudden.
Good evening,
Quite a funny situation. I don't know why so late.
Down 130.
Aeroflot 8611, good evening Warszawa approach, identified descent level 120.
Level 120, Aeroflot 8611.
Aeroflot 8611, information Charlie current, please confirm on board and you are number 1 for arrival. Number 2 for arrival at this moment.
618, information 7.
Okay, now we're turning final. Our landing checklist, let's see it. Speed brakes are armed. Okay, let's switch to VOR log. We have to pass 534 at 4,000 and then we start our descent to 3,500. We can just see our ILS 33 chart. Five, 3, 4, 4,000, and then we have to descend to 3,000. So we're going to pass 5, 3, 4, and when we pass 5, 3, 4, which is happening now, we are going to descend . We have to be 3,000 at 9.8, so we have plenty of time, but we can make it smoothly. Let's slow down to 210. Our glide scope is not active, not yet. We'll just be 3,000 at 10 miles from the threshold. That's how it should be done via the procedure. Yeah, so now we're leveling at 3,000 feet. Let's slow down to 200 knots, and with 200 knots we can go to flaps 2. Now the glide scope is active, so let's switch to approach. Let's see our initial reference, 133 knots.
Aeroflot 8611, expect base left Adini for ILS approach runway 33.
Aeroflot 8611, okay.
We are almost established.
That's runway 33. Aeroflot 8611.
Okay, we're established, so fraction 461 established ILS 33.
Fraction 461, contact Okęcie Tower 118.3, dzięki, cześć.
118.3, thank you, bye bye. Fraction 461.
Thanks, bye.
Okay, switch to tower. Gear down.
752, go ahead. Scandinavian 752, line up and wait runway 29.
165.
Convention 752.
Fraction 461, established ILS 33. now.
Fraction 461, wind 100 degrees at 7 knots, runway 33, you cleared land.
Clear to run 33, wind copied, fraction 461. Okay, let's go to 150. Flaps 30. Flaps down, we are okay. Gear down is green. Our speed brake is armed. auto brake is armed. We're not going down to 133. Let's just see our chart here. Yeah, you can see flare here, which means that we are using auto land feature, both autopilots on the flare. I will see that the flare will automatically go on.
30, 20, 10.
Okay, we vacated the runway.
Scandinavian 7. Wind 7.
Don't aircraft, take off 752.
Our squawk is go to standby, our landing lights are off, our taxi lights are on steady.
Przyjąłem Kilo Alfa Tango, zrozumiałem, tak więc kontynuujemy pozycję z wiatrem i zgłosimy prostą, na prostej prosimy o niski przelot bezpośrednio z się na ustrój.
Sierra Kilo Alfa Tango, zrozumiałem.
Warsaw Tower, should we taxi in our discretion or are you going to give us instructions?
Instruction 461, stand 16 taxi via taxiway Oscar and Mike.
Taxi Oscar and Mike to stand 16, fraction 461. Okay, Oscar and Mike. Oscar, we vacated here, so Oscar and Mike stand 16. Okay, or just right from the Oscar. Okay.
Tango, wiatr bez zmian, pas 3-3, na touch and go zezwalam i po odlocie wykonujcie nadbłyski.
Chwila, chłopaki, Alfa Tango,
bo na przykład planujemy pochodzą do bezpośrednio na łódce.
Insera Papa Kilo Tango, że panowie intencje kołyszki lecicie z powrotem na Babicę?
Tak, będziemy opuszczali te rozwiązania, tyle to potem.
Zrozumiałem, dziękuję.
Stand 1-6 is our stand, so
I tyle Papa Kilo Alfa Tango, to lecę do łódki.
Insera Papa Kilo uciekł w planie i proszę panowie zejdźcie do 1000 stóp, nie wyżej niż 1000 stóp teraz zgłoście w dolocie do strefy kontrolowanej lotniska.
Rozumiem, jeżeli nie 1000 stóp i zgłoszę do lotu do X-ray.
okay. Yep, so this is it. Whole flight. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Fraction 461 on blocks. Thank you very much for your service.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a good evening.
Thank you, bye. Our left engine goes down. We're taking ground power on. We're switching to ground power. When it's available, we turn it on, and then we can switch down engine number 2. Okay, flaps are up. Speed brake is down. Landing lights, of course, are off. Taxi lights are off at this point. Window heat is off. Anti-ice is off. Passenger signs are off.
Insera Papa
Pitot heat
Kilo Alfa Tango
is
off. Strefę kontrolowaną lotniska Warszawa Okęcie.
Transponder is in standby mode.
Approach, przepraszam, zbliżanie na częstotliwości 1.2.8 do usłyszenia. Dziękuję.
Now fuel pumps are off. Pitot off, flaps are up, parking brake is set.
No bardzo, dzięki.
Engine start levers are in cutoff position. Weather radar switch off. The same here. Sorry, it wasn't turned on. And our secure checklist. Okay, so anti-collision position lights, anti-collision lights on, off.
Okęcie Tower, good evening. Wind 110 degrees at 7 knots, runway 33.
This is at this point. I guess we'll finish the flight this way. We're not going to turn everything off, just to take a last look. at what we have here. So thank you very much for watching. I hope it's my first video, so I hope it wasn't too boring. If it was, I'll try to make it better next time. If you have any comments, if you have any suggestions, feel free. If you have any questions about this aircraft or about X-plane or Mach, feel free to ask me. And I hope to see you in my next videos. Subscribe if you like it. If you don't, subscribe too. And have a nice day. Bye bye.
07, read back, correct?